Subaru has refreshed the BRZ frequently since presenting it in the US, with refinement, gear, motor, and visual changes. In any case, this is the adaptation I've been most eager to try out, the 2018 BRZ TS. The edition remains tuned by STI, which means the specialists at Subaru Technica International have rubbed it for considerably all the more exciting taking care of. First off, that carbon fiber strengthened polymer CFRP raised wing isn't only for appear. Over 50 miles for each hour, we get somewhat more downforce in the front and significantly more in back, says Todd Hill, BRZ Auto Line Supervisor at Subaru of America. It's even customizable, however not with extravagant hardware. Proprietors modify the wing between two approaches just by fixing a dash on either side. Frame changes start with STI tuned curl springs that are 15% stiffer in front and 3% stiffer in back, while the sax dampers have an alternate, TS particular tune contrasted with the ones utilized on the standard BRZ Performance bundle. A pre-stacked support between the front suspension part and subframe is intended to shield the two from moving as considerably under load, while upgraded motor cove V-props additionally harden up the skeleton. Gone is the not that grippy Michelin Primacy HP elastic for Michelin Pilot Sport 4 summer tires, and they're on 18x 7.5-inch wheels, the primary industrial facility 18s offered on the BRZ in this nation. The braking bundle reflects the one presented for 2017 on the BRZ Performance bundle, with 12.8-inch front rotors grasped by 4-cylinder Brembo brakes in advance, and 12.4-inch rotors with 2-cylinder Brembos toward the rear. That is significantly more forceful equipment than the base Auto, which has 11.6 and 11.4-inch rotors, individually. That the overhauled calipers look smooth with Brembo's trademark white on red shading plan is just a reward. So certain was Subaru in the execution of the Brembos that the Autos did not get any extraordinary cushions or liquids for track utilize, and in the wake of lapping sessions closed, the Autos were driven straight back to an adjacent inn with no parts substitution. When I drove a BRZ TS toward the finish of the day, its center pedal remained stunningly firm in spite of the on-track mishandle. The TS treatment does not involve any powertrain alterations, so the 2.0-liter Level 4 motor keeps on offering 205 strength and 156 pound-feet of torque. The Auto is accessible just with a manual transmission. Subaru says in regards to 80% of US clients purchase their BRZ so prepared in any case. I put everything under a magnifying glass with a keep running all over a segment of State Highway Route 74, south of Palm Springs. That would be the ideal slope climb course were it not for the various movement. All things being equal, it's evil amusing to whip the TS around the sinewing bends. It hands over rapidly, holds firmly, and is vastly movable with the throttle if, say, a twist all of a sudden fixes or an unforeseen Lexus RX shows up. The brake pedal solidifies rapidly, giving a ton of certainty. The BRZ is getting it done when you keep the motor shouting. Top torque lands at 7,000 RPMs, only 400 RPMs before the red line, so you have to keep the tachometer needle pointing straight up for most extreme execution. Luckily doing as such is a delight, on account of the immediate inclination gearbox and superbly set pedals that make it easy to choose a lower outfit. The TS brings out significantly more grins lapping at the Thermal Club, a racetrack situated around 35 miles outside Palm Springs. With outsized sidelong grasp and braking contrasted with its increasing speed, the BRZ is anything but difficult to drive around the circuit. I convey a great deal of speed and energy through the corners, regardless of whether my rates on the straights aren't enormously high contrasted with, say, the WRX STI Type RA I additionally drove at Thermal. However, that is precisely what makes the BRZ TS so charming for track day participants. You can wring the Auto out and go through the majority of the grasp on each turn without an excess of dread. It's a brisk Auto on track, truly, yet not all that snappy that you don't feel like you're extremely attempting to get a large portion of outlet on each lap. Would I be able to feel the additional downforce at speed? Not by any stretch of the imagination. However, the TS strikes a pleasant harmony between simple on-throttle flexibility and consoling dependability in a straight line. On the off chance that the haggles don't give it away, there are still more visual pieces of information that the BRZ TS is something unique. New STI under spoilers accessible from Subaru merchants in the US. S-frill are fitted all round, the haze lights are erased for STI covers, the grille is complemented with STI's marked cherry blossom red trim, and the mirrors and all outside trim have been passed out. Of the 500 autos to be assembled, 225 will be painted WR Blue Pearl, 105 will be Crystal Black Silica, and 170 will be Crystal White Pearl. Inside, the red complementing subject keeps touching the safety belts and the sewing on the different calfskin and Alcantara parts. There's a little serial plate by the shifter showing the auto's generation number out of 500. A frameless back view reflect is a decent touch, as well. The seat reinforces, move handle, motor begin catch, and the base of the directing wheel are additionally all done up in red for TS obligation. This auto isn't the primary TS display. Subaru has already offered the treatment on the Exige, Forester, and BRZ in Japan. In any case, those autos were altered post-get-together by STI's professionals, a system that wouldn't take into account homologating them available to be purchased in the US. To manufacture the BRZ TS, Subaru needed to coordinate the progressions on the auto's creation line. Just the underbody spoilers are fitted sometime later at US merchants, and that is essentially in light of the fact that the auto won't fit on transport trucks with them joined. Subaru delegates indicate that in light of the fact that the organization's processing plants are now running at most extreme ability to convey standard models, it's an intense pitch to get extraordinary release variations included. We could work ridiculously firmly together with STI and get these autos homologated for the US showcase, says Hill. The expectation is that we can accomplish a greater amount of these later on. By chance, all forms of the BRZ get a few increments for the 2018 model year: 3 squint turn signals, welcome lights, updated latch auto situate connections, and overhauled infotainment frameworks with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto on the Limited and TS. Some body fortifications are included, as well, in the back bulkhead and the firewall. About the main drawbacks to the TS bundle particularly feel like nitpicks. It is the heaviest BRZ, coordinating the program-prepared model at 53 pounds heftier than the section-level premium trim. However, at 2,842 pounds it is as yet a featherweight. At $34,355 with goal, it's a quite soak increment over the BRZ's $25,595 passage cost, however still an arrangement by present-day sports auto principles. At long last, mileage appraisals are down 1 mile for every gallon in the city and 2 mpg roadway versus the customary auto. That back wing raises the BRZ's drag coefficient by 5%. On the other hand, the kind of customer who needs the additional execution and energy of the BRZ TS wouldn't think excessively about those negative marks. This auto is, by a long shot, the most sultry BRZ that Subaru has ever offered from the production line in the US. And keeping in mind that the related Toyota 86 offers a less merchant-introduced TRD parts, they don't approach the TS's execution. It's therefore that there is no uncertainty every one of the 500 duplicates of this auto will offer out rapidly. Regardless of whether you're getting it for on-street excites or track day lapping, the Subaru BRZ TS is the best refining yet of all we've needed from the back-wheel drive sports car. Far something other than a wing, it's an auto that will influence you to grin from ear to ear throughout the day.